could win Dragon Lore, but you're probably going to win a P90 Storm. Let us bear witness to the truth.
Don't we only have like 2 of these left?
3 or 4, maybe 3 or 4.
Ooh.
The Max 7 Silver would have been nice, but of course, why would you get a Max 7 Silver when you could get a Scar 20 Storm?
Who is that?
At least it looks factory new.
Whose signature is that?
That is, I don't know who that is. That is, I still don't know who that is. I have no idea who that is.
Who the hell is
What does the mouse over say? What does the mouse over if you mouse over the inventory bit? There we go. It is, I think that's Edward.
I don't know, man.
I'm pretty sure it's Edward because
it's illegible, James.
Yeah, where it says the name is cut off because of our TV wall, but I'm pretty sure that's Edward. So congratulations, you have literally won some junk. Congratulations again. I've said congratulations many times, Dan. I must stop doing it.
Yeah, you should.
I must stop. So game 2, how many boxes do we have? Maybe they can tell us. Are we into the pistol? We are into the pistol. We'll find out later on. It's pistol time. It's time to get into business. That.
Yes, the pistol. There we go. Whitmer finds first contact in middle, but will he find the first frag? It looks like he won't so far. It is instead going to be a fruitless task. And we'll see Optic moving in for the A push. That is where the true intentions lie, at A bomb site. Nixel will find Whitmer towards Forklift, and he will disappear as quickly as he vanished, and then he will reappear again. This guy won't go away, and now he's dead. So 3 versus 5 now for Complexity as they try to retake. There's a retake smoke on Sanks. You know, you can throw that smoke on the bomb and then tap the defuse, but okay, James. So this is how it works.
Okay.
Existence showed all of us how to do this. You go to car, you learn the retake smoke, you throw the smoke on the plant, because everyone who gets a free bomb site on a retake as a tease, they'll plant in this optimal spot, which is as close to the, like us on the corner next to the door. And so you learn the smoke to that position from the car, you throw it, then you retake as a team, and then the guy who has the kit can rush in to try to tap the bomb or try to hold the bomb in the smoke, forcing the tees out of their positions, and then you shoot them in the face. That was the Existence way. Retake smokes, baby, with kits.
So we've been told that since Shinobi is no longer on the Complexity side, Def is actually the in-game leader for the team now. So let's see how this continues.
Well, he has a beautiful British accent, James.
He might have a British accent, Dan, but it's not necessarily beautiful.
That's true.
It
could be from the north, James.
Well, Optic off to a good start, and now there's a new in-game leader. Who knows, well, firstly, how long he's been in-game leading for this team, and what we can expect. Optic just creeping into the A bomb site. And I expect that Complexity should just save on B. That's what I want to see.
Yes.
That's what needs to happen right now. Save on B.
Yeah, no need to die. There is absolutely zero reason to die here. Obviously, they can try to play for exits, but there's 2 things here. Obviously, in the next round, they'll have more opportunity, realistic opportunity to get kills. And if they try to get them now, then they also risk giving bonus money or kill reward in this round as well as the next. So you can just get that little edge away from the tees of denying them kills. And some teams are very frag hungry, and we've seen that a lot in the NA scene as well as the European scene. A lot of teams are a bit frag hungry, don't have the discipline necessarily, and they will be baited into setups to try to get the frags. Like right now, for example, you're seeing them pushing in to see if they can get some frags. Actually, that's not as bad as sometimes when I've seen it, where I've seen a situation whereby there's like, I think, who did it recently? I think it was a team in Europe, and there's like 3 players left, James, and they had USPs.
That was earlier.
Was that earlier today? No, it was yesterday.
It was either earlier today or yesterday. I feel like it was earlier. We saw them.
I'm pretty sure yesterday.
Yes. Well, I feel like, well, either way, go on.
But yeah. So the point is, they tried desperately, overreaching desperately to kill 3 guys who had USPs, and they had nothing on them. Basically risking dying, and they did die. To kill guys with USPs, it's completely pointless. Anyway, of course, there's a force buy here. It was saved by Complexity. The push is so good. The push is so sick. Getting in the back there, but somehow not converting. Only 1 single frag. That is definitely a disappointment. a disappointment in the extreme there for Complexity. You could perhaps have won the round from that position if they're able to get the kills there. But props to the Optic players who were cognizant enough to be able to find those frags and stop the impending catastrophe. It will instead be daf planting the bomb on the A bomb site, and that's going to be Surreal, who's picked up the AK. He can save that one. And to be honest, that's a big win. Even just saving the AK, having 2 frags in a round like this, I would say that is a victory. What would you say? Do you say things? Is that what you do?
I don't disagree with you, Dan.
Okay, good.
So I will hold my silence. We go into the 3rd round, and Complexity will have their first real buy. Well, both teams will be on the buy round, so to speak. So we will see what they have to offer, what def will have in mind on the CT side for Complexity.
Currently, James, I'm drinking something which is flavoured apple and elderflower. It is pleasant. Not nice, but pleasant. So the 3-0, and obviously Optic, they've already got more rounds, James, than they had in the entirety of the last map, which is ridiculous. Actually, what was the score? Was it 16-2, right? I believe it was 16-2. So it is going to be a very, very big climb back from Optic after that disappointing result. But they are putting in good efforts to accomplish this. And def is getting boosted up onto the boost spot here. And I do wonder how the timing will be for the attack that he'll eventually launch from this position. You're going to see the flank starting to come in. It might just catch the bomber. Oh, that's big. The bomb is down now, but it is going to fly in towards the bomb site. It won't be stuck in A main. So that is something for Optic, but they are losing players from the front, from the back, from the sides potentially now, as Mixwell will find a kill onto def. So the flank is dead, which is definitely a load off the minds of the players of Optic, but they still need yet to plant the bomb. Whitmer, Android, and Surreal of Complexity waiting patiently for this action, not wanting to overcommit, as that is exactly what Optic are trying to make them do with the time that they have left. And we have a player, I was about to say, going all the way around to mid. Mixwell is going to be able to get a flank going, but now Mixwell will die for naught. Very nice cognizant play of Whitmer to check behind him, and now the push comes in as the bomb is planted. Optic try to defend. So far, so good. Stanislaw and Naf with frags. But it's Surreal here in this situation, 1 versus 2. Can he get it done there? But no. He will not. Complexity lose yet another round, and they are yet to post anything respectable to the scoreboard.
Is it too early to wonder if Optic are going to get sweet revenge on Complexity and just be the wrecking ball on this map? Is it too early then?
You can wonder whatever you want, James, whatever the hell you want. Wonder away.
I will wonder then.
Early or late.
Wonder I will. There are 3 Mac 10s coming out for the Optic side against a Complexity team with no helmet. Only Surreal has been afforded Kevlar. He's pretty handy, we've seen so far with this CZ, at least on this map, is Surreal. Ooh, but a bit distracted by the second player. Now 3 will come out of the T warehouse into mid. Seems a fast B split may be in order. Ooh, there we go, daf-fly doing a bit of a shimmy there to avoid getting shot.
Shimmy, shimmy. All right, another frags coming in from Naf, and it is all shut down here. Looking rather fantastic for the Optic side. Clean. Cleaner than an operating theatre. Unfortunately, Whitmer can't find any of these evil shots, and that will be the 5-0, and it will remain clean. Not even really much in the way of grenades even used. So if you look at the red on the money expenditure here for the T side, you will see that the numbers are very low indeed, as opposed to the CTs who will now be posting a full buy featuring none other than the 2 AWPs, Android and Whitmer AWPing. Paul Surreal, I'm sure he would like an AWP, James.
I'm sure he would, but sometimes you must make a sacrifice. And he has made such a sacrifice. So for those of you asking about who tweeted saying, hey James, what are those grenade markers that they're talking about on cache? Well, if you saw the rim of the roof there, you might see some of those in the new cache when the bugs are fixed. For now, we are playing on the compatibility map. So Complexity have a man advantage now, but the T's are moving quickly into the B-bomb site. Nice little shoulder peek there from Mixwell. He sees Surreal, he forces him out from his cover, but the smoke is down. Smoke will be unnecessary, the flames will do the job. Mixwell, last man standing for Optic now. Things were looking good over towards the B-bomb site, but Android has found him, and Android will finish him off. The Robot will shut down Mixwell, so to speak.
Indeed. So they finally get around. There is a round, James, on Complexity, but for how long will it last? They need to make sure they don't get reset here. That would be highly frustrating. It's kind of crazy. I mean, I still kind of can't get over the first map, how dominant that was. That was kind of ridiculous to see that level of dominance from Complexity. Either way, they'll be AWPing now with Android and Whitmer still. And it's going to have to be a good defense here right now, because the T's are going to be barreling into the bomb site very shortly. 3 players here on the defense. Sanks by the forklift, Whitmer towards the quad area. We're actually closer to actually MBK right now, and he is going to get smoked off. That's unfortunate. Has to reposition right now. Sanks has a lot of work to do. We'll spot the players moving in. They'll spot him as well. He'll get absolutely zero. Whitmer with everything to do. Def coming in to help as well from short, but actually, Def gets, I think, 3 kills there. Yes, he does. Really beautiful work there from Def, and he continues his streak of fragging, James. First map he was fragging mighty fine. Now he is fragging gloriously as well.
He's leading by example, Dan. He is the England leader. He's doing a Fallen, or rather a Sean Grills, because he's off the top fragging for his team as well. So Whitmer and Android X now will have the 2 AWPs. It's amusing that I think Surreal's like the 4th AWPer on the Complexity side, despite being one of the best.
Being his strong suit.
He probably isn't the actual 4th AWPer. He's probably maybe even the best AWPer on the team. Who knows? I certainly don't.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see the evolution of the team in almost said years to come. But the Counter-Strike teams don't last years, James. They last a matter of months, and in some cases, days. Either way, it is. It's going to be good to see how the evolution is going to be occurring for Complexity. A very, very big name brand in Counter-Strike. Now, the mid-take comes in, and the trade goes 1 for 1. Complexity will struggle a little bit with this scenario. It's always very difficult for the CT side when you lose a player like that, and you're in a spot where do you gamble or do you try to play for information, which in of itself is a bit of a gamble? How do you handle it? Well, already Sanks is going to get the peak there, spot rush, and that is going to draw some attention here from one of the 2 B players to watch Connector, because that is definitely a vulnerability. And generally speaking, B is a massive vulnerability. Android has to show his skills right now because he's against the entire team. There's the first frag with the AWP. What else can he get? There's 2 players quickly approaching from headshot. He'll miss them completely. And in goes Surreal through the smoke. And there are the frags coming in from Optic. So the site will be taken, but Android, at least with the frag that he got, will give an opportunity for Sanks and Whitmer, but it is going to be difficult. They don't have any grenades. They do have a kit though, which makes a big difference.
Oh, the T's biding their time now, waiting, holding angles, and as the clock continues to tick, you can see Whitmer's reluctant to commit the final weapon. Sanks backing off, Whitmer going for a bit of a jog as well. So Complexity, their money will start to disappear as Optic get back to winning ways. Do wonder what the money is like on the entire CT side. You can see there will be potential with these 2 weapons saved for them to buy in the next round. We'll see what they choose to do, though.
Whitmer's AWP is, or the AWP that he's picked up is called Free Brax, which is quite funny.
We've seen that before.
Okay, I've never noticed. One interesting point there for Whitmer and Sanks in the retake, like consideration, like do we go for it, do we not go for it, was that when Android died, he actually saw that all 3 players of the T's ran onto the bomb site. And his teammates, Android's teammates, were actually in close enough proximity that they perhaps could have presumed that there still would be 1 or 2 players on the bomb site, which is actually kind of a big deal for a retake effort, because it means that getting in through vent is much less risky than normally it would be. So there was definitely a possibility there, but they went with the safe play, picking up the AWP, saving it into the next round. You can see that that will keep them on the double AWP setup, which is important. So I think that was a good decision by the guys of Complexity, and now they've got decent setup going into the defense. It's a passive setup, so they're very susceptible to being naded away from position here. They're very susceptible to a set piece. They got the mercy right now of Optic and the grenades that Optic decide to throw. Should Optic decide not to go with any nades, though, if they don't toss any onto the site, then there could be issues here. And there's a third player now. Surreal with the CZ. This is a great spot to have the CZ in. He's going to get himself one frag. Switches for the AK now. This is fantastic for the complexity side, but they'll lose the player on the site. That's a really huge loss right there. Death from above. The spray comes in. Can't find the weak player, and Optic have the site.
They also have the man advantage. Bomb planted for the vents where daf-fly is. I think he is in the vent itself. Whitmer is now the last man standing. daf-fly may hear him running away. Indeed, the hunt is on. daf-fly holding the angle to CT spawn. Sorry, to the A site. And Whitmer just surviving until he finally gets taken down. Solid stuff from an angry Optic side. Also, daf-fly's spawn in this round is pretty good for him to go for a very fast peek into mid. He's, I mean, this is an eco round from complexity, but if it was a buy, often you'll see the CT side trying to get someone over towards short through mid early on. And daf-fly has the kind of spawn that will allow him to stop somebody from doing that. Of course, he is going elsewhere. You can see Def just crossing over towards the short box now, so that could have been an early frag for the T. Speaking of early frags, Whitmer will get naded into oblivion. Spray down coming in for Sanks. Business as usual here.
Yeah, and this kind of strength is much more of the kind that I expected from Optic, I must say. What's the last map again? Was it Inferno? It is Inferno, yes it is. It is. Most certainly Inferno.
It is known as the Dothraki Horde's wives.
Indeed.
Will say. It is known, they're all bitches.
Yeah, they are. Definitely a bunch of fishwives, James. Or whatever the thing is. 8-2, Optic launching themselves into a fantastic start. Great trajectory in this second map as well. Especially after they lost the first map. If you missed it, it was something like a 16-2 or 16-3 dominance from complexity, which was quite surprising. Oh, the boost hit.
Oh, that is dirty.
The headshot
That is surreal. See what I did there?
That is surreal.
Song? Why? Where? What's the...
Well, the lyrics don't actually go like that, but it's quite similar. It's like, is this for real? I think, is this for real? Whatever. Anyway, and we've actually seen them attempt that a few times before. That's the first time we've really seen it pay off massively, and so that's what a great little trick. Now, it is a 4 versus 4, so they're not on a man advantage. However, the T's are going to be pressuring in, and Def is found out. Oh, the double almost possible there. Looks like Surreal is going to go down here. So Optic still with a tight take of the bomb sites. After losing Rush in dramatic fashion, James, it's actually still kind of a... It looks like Complexity is still getting rinsed in this round. They are being rinsed.
Indeed. Good old English slang. Getting rinsed. Or rinsed out.
I don't think I've ever used that, though. But I've heard people saying it a lot.
We use it all the time, yeah. In my ends.
In my ends?
we would never say ends, though.
Yeah, well.
Well, we wouldn't, but other people would.
That's like the equivalent of saying hood, but in the English version.
Yep.
For those of you uninitiated into.
Well, I guess in some places there are literally ends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is like a dead end there, you know, whatever. There's a time and a place, which is now an eco round. What's that? Oh, there was that movie. I'll get back.
Surreal's about to get wrecked.
Ah.
That was good, James. That was good.
People should be aware of that angle by now because it is a common angle. It's an easy one to deal with. Well, I mean, it's an easy one to hold.
And you can shoulder it, right?
Yeah, or just jump past. It's actually hard. One of those weird angles where it's hard.
You can jump past it.
If you double scope, you can just jump past. And it's kind of like overpass when someone's going to the rock, the boulder. It's hard to deal with, hard to actually land the shot in time. When you're double scoped in, it's kind of weird. Ooh. Well,
yeah, you can appreciate the effort here from Optic to actually try to execute some nades onto the bomb side, despite even being in a 4 versus 3 or whatever it was. No longer. And so the Eagle comes into play, and Complexity will decide to skedaddle on out of there. Skedaddle, skadoodle. It's a shame that we have that Skadoodle has had a bit of a. I mean, we haven't seen that form that we saw.
Quiet time.
This this time last year, he was hitting an unreal level of form this time last year.
Well, I suppose part of it is also, you know, being in the right position to do things, which with Sean Gares leaving the building.
I bet he got a girlfriend, James. It's always the girlfriend.
Maybe he got a...
He got a girlfriend, that was it. Actually, in StarCraft, that was a huge problem with a lot of the Korean players, and if they start to get famous, they would get a girlfriend, that's it, their career's over. Because you have to put like 14 hours a day in for most of those players to be that good. So, I wouldn't imagine that it would necessarily be the same thing, but that is, I think, funny nonetheless. So, we'll have to see whether or not Optic can complete the dominance. As Complexity did, they're basically doing as Complexity did to them in the first map so far. So, I mean, we've had a lot of very strange paces to maps today, and this one it has its own little flair in a strange way as well. Bit of an oddity, but Optic, with that first man lost, are looking now to get in the bomb site. And it might be difficult holding on to 2 orbs.
So we've got 3 players over towards B with the third CT in the vent. That is surreal. As you can see, there are 2 Molotovs on the T side, and they appear to be headed over towards this position. Have some preemptive nades coming out from the CT. Surreal taken down in the vents. Got a peek coming in here from Def though. He'll have to be careful with his unfavourable ping. So Android X on the back of the site will play the first engagement here. Sees Rush, but will he see that there are 4 Ts coming his way? Def on the high ground, the smoke goes down again. I'm not sure if Def will have much of an angle here. Indeed, he'll have a little bit of an angle. Can't really position himself as well as last time. Doing his best, but it won't be good enough. The site's taken by Optic, who now have a man advantage.
Yeah, I mean, they were 4 versus 5, and they got in position, they got control of checkers, they got the nades in there, and they just hit the shots. I mean, it's pretty simple business there from Optic, and Complexity struggling to deal with the organization of Optic there, which is, it's good to see from, the perspective of Optic as a team. I do feel like Optic as a team have a lot of potential, actually, especially with the addition of Mixwell. From what I've seen from them, they have a good cognizance to the more strategical and the structure-based approach into Counter-Strike. So that's going to, it's an investment. You'll see results over the long haul. It takes time to really build structure and to really then yield the benefits of it, I would say. Oh my god, that money. Oh, I wanted to say Mixwell had to clean 15k, but now he doesn't. Because he bought, what did he buy? I don't even know. Armor and nades, who knows? So will Complexity get another round, James?
Beats me, though. They are running out of opportunities to do so. And running out of nades, running out of personnel in this round. Surreal's heavily tagged as well with the Mir CZ, which he's had on a number of rounds in this half so far, trying to force the issue here. But again, things are being held from a distance by these players. Ooh, Stanislaw, does he spot Surreal there? He does, and he will go down. 3 players remaining for the CTs, one of which is Whitmer, firing shots from short or highway, if you will. Mixwell with a very nice shot down. I'm not even sure if he scoped that one.
Looks kind of like he did.
Ooh, got to be careful. Once you're on the box, you can't really hide your head, but Whitmer will Scarpa, so to speak, with only 2 CTs left, both on the A site, and again Optic going for B. So 12-2 coming up. This could be a fast 2-map stand.
I'm talking about British used words, Scarpa. I've never even used that one, but that is very English. Another English one. Stop it. With all your English words. Now, it's going to be pretty interesting to see if Complexity can come back from this, because they're in this position exactly as they had done to Optic, whereby essentially, what do you do? I mean, you have to win the pistol round. That is just if you only have 2 rounds, it's a must, because otherwise, with 3 rounds, for example, you can at least buy. You can at least have a buy. Even if you're playing for overtime, you can at least have a buy, which is actually quite different than saying having to force buy both times. We'll just immediately force buy rather. So we'll see another round claimed by Optic. They're looking really good here for the 13-2. I have not seen much from the way of Complexity that can really say otherwise, and they don't have really enough to buy properly here. So this is another situation like the first map where it's hard to say to discuss too much, because it's just been dominance from Optic start to finish.
Well, let's see what Complexity can do, which probably will be difficult in the last round of the first half. Just the 2 rifles now, 2 CZs and a 5.7. There was hope, but now there is broken promise on Cash. The quietest of boosts coming in. Depth jumping though, and he has made his step. daf-fly maybe not realize that they're above him. Thinks they're close to the door, and he'll take his chances. You can see Optic moving towards the site now. The A site, that is. Again, patient play from them, not wanting to give any edges or make any mistakes. Those two things go hand in hand. Got smokes coming into mid, perhaps to keep players busy over there, but will they check the boost position? Def is there with one of the 2 fan masses, a very loud gun indeed. We've got a rotation coming in towards the car while the nades start to stream in here for the T side.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough one to hold this. Optic very, very cognizant of that boost position, but in they go. Not taking no for an answer here. We get the pistoling players just moving forwards into the push to try to stop it. And it will, in large, be stopped. It's just Stanislaw who remains after the madness. And he'll get the bomb down. So setting the timer upon the CTs, the fire will force him out of position. Nicely placed incendiary. First 1 versus 1 fire found by Stanislaw. Just spraying across the heads of these players. And he's going to just completely obliterate them both. Pretty amazing first half from Optic, to be honest.
16 for 3 is Stanislaw. That is, I mean, look how much money is left on the Optic side. Look how many of them are on 14k plus, 2 on 16k. This is 2 monstrous halves in 2 games.
It's crazy. It's so weird. It's so strange, isn't it? To just see such utter dominance. Because if you before the Luminosity games, we hadn't really had any matches, at least that you and I have casted, that were where we had, a really one-sided half in this way, like 13-2 style one-sided, 14-1 style one-sided. But that will be the case, and it's all going to be down to the pistol round in this second half. And it feels as though the time it's taken to play 2 maps, let's say if Optic just managed to win this pistol at this point, the time it's taken to play 2 maps, it usually takes time to play 1 to 30 rounds. So here we go. We've got the push coming into B. Can Complexity stave off a defeat on this map?
Well, I've seen no stop. Let's see if it works out for the Complexity side. Good start with Daps being taken down by Whitmer. Bomb needs to cross though. daf-fly's on the high ground, but he needs his teammates to join him. Looking all over the place, but will get nothing done whatsoever. So bomb's being planted. Nobody's been touched on the Complexity side just yet. The USP is being picked up there for that triple range over the Glock for the 1-shots. daf-fly has a kit. There are no nades on this retake for Optic. It's simply Jules here. It's like dusk till dawn here in the bar, and the frags are going the way of Complexity. That's really important for them. daf-fly seems to be legging it with his hits, but they will not allow him to do so. Everyone gets taken down. Good start from Complexity.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what can you do? Just the B rush is going to be fully successful and impressive stuff. That's going to be a well-needed pistol as well. So Complexity stave off the immediate defeat, but for how long can they do so? We have the force buy from Optic, and they're going all the way with this, it seems. I can't see any player that saved anything. They've used all their money. They need a result. Flash coming in, and there is only one player there, Def. He could be in a lot of trouble here, getting tagged down to 36 and gets pursued there. But the 1 versus 1s, and there finally the trade comes in. And it looks like Optic could actually even be in trouble here because 2 players are trapped in the door. So due to that, the flames that are now down outside the squeaky door, the Whitmer spraying both down. There's a jumping Mac 10. What are you going to do about that? Has to go for the reload, pulls out the USP, and he's going to get shot straight in the face, James.
Yeah, I mean, he should know better than to just blow his whole clip, because what is going to happen, you're going to run out of bullets, they're going to run through, and they're going to kill you, and he could just hold an angle on the choke point and keep moving there. I think that would have been a better option in that respect, because that was pretty much always going to happen if he doesn't get the kills. So, 3 versus 4, Optic with the man advantage, and everything is slowing down for Complexity. The 3 players all separated, though Surreal is joining his teammates. So the bomb will have support, or should have support. They're still just holding formation for the time being. But again, they're all alone. They need to stick together here and play the trade game worst case scenario. And there we go. Android gets taken down on his own. No answer. I don't know why he's over towards B. on his own in this situation. I mean, I guess they're trying to place the stack, but really they need to put the numbers together. And they have absolutely no answer for Optic, who take the round.
That is ridiculous. Stanislaw picks up a 4K, James. He has 20 frags now.
He is
and
doing a lot right now.
And Mix was on 18 there as well. So that was a bit of a weird one, and expectations can't be too high for complexity. Big highs and big lows could be what characterizes this best of 3 for both teams, respectively. Now it looks like the B take is going to be the play to make. Now, will the CTs survive the Tech-9s? To be honest, if you're just sitting on the bomb site, it's pretty hard to survive against the Tech-9s, because where do you go? There's nowhere to go. You have to get the kills, you have to use the nades, you need some support. The spray's coming in here. The flames are stopping them from running straight through to the bomb site, and despite it being a 3 versus 3, the CTs are actually in okay-ish shape due to the nature of the weapons and so on. So let's see if Optic can save this one. You've got Naf and Stanislaw going in, AK and MAC-10. The bomb, what? Why is the bomb there? What's going on?
Why is the bomb? Why?
Oh no, that is a massive.
There's no time.
problem.
What is he trying to do?
James is
It's like, let me see if there are some enemies here. What if there are enemies? What are you gonna do then? They're the ones with the guns. What are you gonna do then?
James mad triggered. That has to be an oversight. That has to be a massive oversight, because the bomb 100% should be going down there.
He must not have realised he had the bomb. That's the only thing I will find acceptable.
And,
but really, they should be playing Crossfire or something.
Sanks needs to try to clutch this now. He's in such an awful position due to that fact. If the bomb was down, then the CTs have to move, but now they don't have to move. But Stanislaw goes for the wide peak there, gets taken down, and now there's 30 seconds left, and it's very doable. Naf, very smartly, is trying to get the gun. I don't think that he was able to do so, but he's going to make it happen with the MAC-10. That got a little bit awkward there in the end for Naf and Stanislaw, but yeah. That was a disaster. That could have been a very winnable situation should the bomb have been planted, and at least guaranteed money for more nades or even a rifle in this round. But instead, James, they have nothing. Well, they have Tech-9s and armor, which is enough. But still.
Please explain. Please explain.
But that is a massive error.
Yeah. I'm going to say that he didn't know you had the bomb, because...
Yeah, something like that.
Because otherwise, I don't even know.
Yeah. I mean, there was just a rush, so it's very easy that... bomb would have exchanged hands, or would have run over it when he was blind. But anyway, the first kill made by Stanislaw, and then Mixwell follows it up with the MAG-7. P90 is in to deliver.
Yes.
Divine retribution.
I love that phrase. So Sanks is alone. This is a bizarre series, Dan. This is a bizarre series. Sanks has put us out of our misery, and we will go to a third map.
We just played 2 maps in the space of about an hour. We did 2 maps in an hour, James. What is this? It's crazy.
What is there to say? There's nothing to say, is there?
It's a little bit weird, isn't it? Yeah. It's just due to the fact that Optic were able to... I mean, Optic didn't do anything particularly special. They just played their average cash game. Okay, we get a pick. Okay, we play our advantage. We try to get some map control now and move into a bomb site. Okay, we lost a guy. Let's not pay for picks anymore. Let's try to take map control towards like B. Let's just throw the nades into B and just move into B. And they had similar rounds towards A. They just kept it quite simple. They played simple basic cash, and it's rolled over. They rolled over their opponent's complexity in this instance. And producer Reese just highlight the fact in our ears that they each won the other choice, the team's pick, for map, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Because the result is so dominant. It's insane.
It is madness.
So
there's only one more to fight for. That's Inferno coming up after the break. I think we have 2 cobblestone cases left, so we will do another one for the subs. Get involved. See you after the break.